Hold up, before you get to watching this video, let me talk to you for a second. Hit that bell down below and subscribe to the Fitz Take Podcast YouTube channel so you'll know when every episode is dropping or if something has been posted on this page. Also, be sure to follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. Now back to the episode. 28-13, I believe, was the final, losing to Boston College. In the process, Florida State is now out of the AP Top 25. They began the season in the preseason top 10. They became one of, I think ESPN pulled the stat up, I think it was one of 5 other teams to start the preseason in the top 10 and to fall out and start 0 for 2 in the season. And Florida State had done it again, or done it previously. I think it was like 2018 they had it on the list. And ultimately what the issue was of why they lost that game was the same reason that they lost the first one to Georgia Tech, because they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop, bro. They couldn't stop a nosebleed, bro. They couldn't stop the run. It was crazy. I was appalled. Like I said, when they beat Georgia, when Georgia Tech beat them, I love watching upsets, but to see the same thing happen a week apart, it's like, bro, what were y'all doing? What were y'all doing during the week? What was happening? What kind of preparations was going on? What were y'all doing in practicing? What were the inside drills happening? Where you get in the box and it's just the linebackers and the D-line versus the quarterback, running back, and the offensive line. In them drills, what is y'all doing? Are y'all thudding up? Are you filling your gaps? What's happening? Because when you get to the game, if you are doing it correctly in practice, it ain't translating to the game. I don't know why not, but it ain't translating. You need to figure out why. Because right now, you out of the college football playoff picture. You out of the top 25. You started the season in the top 10. That's got to be fixed now. And these type of games, by no means am I calling for Mike Norvell's job, but I'm stating the obvious. Performances like this, if it continues to happen, is what get coaches fired. Is what get coaches called into the athletic director's office and say, let me get your playbook, coach, and them keys, and your headset. Pass that on over. We got to figure this out, bro. They got to figure that out. That is, wow. What you got, E?
52 carries for 263 yards.
Like, who they think they was playing? Air Force? Army? Navy? Like, come on, bro.
They had a total of 263 yards rushing. And Boston College barely had over. That was 263 yards rushing for Boston College. Boston College only had 106 yards passing. And in today's game, that is unheard of. But let me get to it. Robichaux had 19 carries for 85 yards. Ward had 12 carries for 77 yards. Castellanos had 14 carries for 73 yards. At this point, give me a carry, coach. let me talk the rock against this defense, because there is no way that these guys, 3 different guys, had almost hit that century mark. 3 guys almost hit the century mark. There was a couple yards away, 20 to 15 yards shy for some of them. But at the end of the day, you cannot win any football game like this. Now, I will say this, though. I'm not going to bash them too much, but stuff like this makes me sad for Florida State, and I'm going to tell you why. Only for the simple fact that last year they had a team that, was arguably one of those teams. And like we just talked about with LSU, you're not going to win it every year. I think last year they had a chance to at least make that playoff and make a run until Travis went down, and that's what really set them apart. And they didn't compete against Georgia. Nobody played against Georgia in that game. So with that being said, I feel bad for Florida State, because teams like that usually is one, and in the next 10 years, you will never see something like that for another 10 years. So, you know what? I feel bad for Florida State in that aspect, but not with these butt kickings, because at the end of the day, you still got to compete against some of these guys. You got to compete against these guys. But I feel bad in that sense because I know we're still judging them off of last year, and everybody's going to be like, well, they wasn't ready. Well, that was last year. Last year's team was completely different, as you can see. So at the end of the day, I do feel bad for the Seminoles. I'm not going to lie about that. I really do. So I'm not going to kill you too much, but I do expect from here on out to compete. Florida State has to compete because if not, this was the worst top 10 team I ever seen to start the season in my life. Like, you should have never been ranked at this point. You should have never even seen an AP poll, a coaches poll, media poll, whatever poll they was going to give you. So a telephone poll. You should have never seen nothing. At the end of the day, that's where I'm at with Florida State. But I really do feel bad because we're judging them off of last year, and last year was last year. This year, they're not the same team. DJ is throwing the ball to the other team, the other pair of fans, the people that's tailgating. He's not throwing it to his teammates, but he's throwing it to everybody else but his teammates. And that's what they probably need a quarterback change to get themselves back motivated again, because that team is going to step to the beat of the drum of that quarterback, and DJ right now is playing like poo. So they probably have to put somebody else under center for the Seminoles by week 3, by next week.
Florida State has 3 more ranked opponents that they will face off with. Clemson, who is ranked number 25, depending on how they finish, they might not be ranked when they meet up in that game. Miami, who's ranked number 12 right now. They got Notre Dame in the third to last game of the season. And then they close out the year against Florida, which, according to Twitter, that game might be on Tubi. Where the route they going. This ain't looking good. But Florida State has an opportunity to try to get back on track. They will face off with Memphis. They have a bye this week, so they have 2 weeks to figure out how to stop the run. They got 2 weeks. They face off with Memphis in an 11 a.m. kick on the 14th of September, and that game will be on ESPN. Memphis is currently 1-0 on the season, and if Florida State starts off the season 0-3, oh boy, they are in for a rude awakening for sure. Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Fitz Take podcast. Be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. And remember, every episode of the Fitz Take podcast will air right here on the YouTube channel every Monday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.